stop showing us this weird vampire freak. I've yet to choke on pills, although I think several haters are hoping that I choke on the pills. It would be pretty ironic. Literally looks like a ghost. Boo.
He looks like more like a superhero than goth. Like, what is that strap on his shoulder? What is he doing?
Man,
what is that outfit? Imagine wearing that outfit.
It's probably something that like lets a certain frequency of light to his nipples that helps him retain vitamin D or something.
Talmadge is right behind me. I need to check in to see what he's eating to make sure his plasma's okay.
Well, the science is actually pretty fascinating. Regular transfusions of the blood of a younger, physically fit donor can significantly retard the aging process.
The vampire going insane.
Bryan Johnson.
Bryan Johnson.
Bryan Johnson.
He calls himself the world's most measured human.
He's spending $2 million a year on a team of 30 doctors.
To reverse aging.
He literally looks like a lizard person. That's the goal.
Please do not send any hate or honestly comments of any kind to anyone mentioned in this video on behalf of me or yourself. The purpose of this video is to give my commentary and opinion on matters of public concern. Thank you.
We need to talk about Bryan Johnson. Not to be confused with the Hillsong Bryan Johnson. No. This one is the one that's trying to look like an 8th grade reptilian vampire cyborg from Twilight / The Hunger Games and who is claiming he can help you live 200 plus years of age. That's who we talk about today.
He literally looks like a lizard person. That's the goal. Like, that's what I've been trying to do, so thank you.
Never heard of him before? Buckle up. Now, some of you may have seen this character before, perhaps previously, injecting his own child's blood openly, publicly for all to see in the name of anti-aging.
Multi-generational plasma, it was the first in the world to ever be done. My son, my father, and I completed the world's first multi-generational plasma exchange.
That's me in a bag.
That's a nice looking bag.
I created this human. He's now almost 18 years old. Almost 18 years old.
That's me in a bag.
Or you might have seen him in one of the following chaotic sponsored ads, like for this diet plan / skincare routine, and then he has this whole other thing, the blueprint portal protocol 999333 or something. I mean, I don't know.
So I did Blueprint for 2.5 years. No one cared. Then it just blew up. And so since it's blown up, the understandable question is, how do I do this with my budget and the amount of time I have in life? And so I've actually tried to put Blueprint in an 80-20 package that's affordable and easy to do. I'm extraordinarily happy with what we have. It is extremely affordable, and it would basically, I think, pack the 80% value with 20% of the effort. And so hopefully we solve that for people.
I was like, almost, y'all, the marketing is so good. I was almost like, I would try it. It's like chocolate and a fruit punch. It looks like, wow, that's going to make me live to 200. I'll do that. The price tag, y'all, he's very proud of that stuff. 300. Anyway. So we'll get into all that later. Don't want to jump the gun. Let's not get ahead of ourselves out here. Recently, what really brought him to my attention were these self-sponsored ads. They're like literally commercials popping up all over social media.
I'm going to explain to you how you can identify the right olive oil so that you can achieve the health benefits the evidence shows is possible. We had this problem where we knew how strong the evidence was for the health benefits of extra virgin olive oil, but we couldn't rely upon the quality and the guarantees of others. So we decided to fix the problem ourselves, and we started a supply chain acquiring this extra virgin olive oil from both hemispheres to always have a fresh harvest. I love the extra virgin olive oil. It's so different than what I grew up with. Like, I had it a few times as a kid. It was just kind of bland in taste. This is rich and peppery. I can now try to tease out these different flavors and regions and harvests. I think it is the best priced Evo for the quality on market, and it has more evidence behind it than I think anything in the entire market.
And it's like basically it's just olive oil, it seems, but he's calling it snake oil, and I would like to know why. What is the worst thing to call your oil than snake oil? I mean, it's like got a whole reputation for being like something that doesn't do what you say it's gonna do.
He says he's a troll too. Like, he's always like, I'm such a troll, oh my God.
I am so tired of the troll as a personality type. Please, all roads leads to clown. It all just avalanched on me a little too quickly, and I couldn't stay quiet about the issue any longer. The man needs to be brought to your attention. I'll say that. Oh my God, bless his heart. No. And then he got a whole brand called Don't Die.
Look at his thumbnails. Tell me he thought Mr. Beast.
Also, it's giving like the Mr. Beast of longevity I don't know, it's just the whole thing is giving MLM somehow. It's all giving a little, well, we'll get into that too anyway. So who is this man? Why do we care? How do we know who he is? Meet Bryan Johnson. Born in 1977, he is a 47-year-old American venture capitalist. But I mean, girl, that accent. You're telling me he was born in the United States? That's the story we're going with? Maybe he's one of them ones from Harker's Island, because he kind of does have that mouth mannerism of Susan Marie King Donaldson Perisher. Anyway, American venture capitalist who is obsessed with living forever, hence his merch brand Don't Die, and he claims that he has slowed down his aging process, whatever that means.
If you now have the heart of a 37-year-old.
It is all just sort of, starting to remind me a little bit of, what was his name? Greg, whatever the hell, from Alcor, making speeches at Alcor on the Transhumanist Board of California. Oh my God, those people are weird too. Oh my God, they're weird.
Coffee face.
No offense, you can do what you want, but it's...
When someone's declared legally dead today or clinically dead, what that really means is doctors can't help the person anymore, but they're not truly dead. Almost everything is still alive, which is why we can donate organs. So what we're saying is don't give up on the person, turn them over to us, we're going to protect the cells, and we're going to store the patient at extremely cold temperatures where they can have a chance of being revived in the future with more advanced technology.
Anyway, it's giving that. Anyway, so this guy, Bryan Johnson, he calls himself a professional rejuvenation athlete. What is that? Don't know, no clue.
Hi, my name is Bryan Johnson. I am a professional rejuvenation athlete.
Why am I spending millions to be 18 years old again? I mean, why? That's a great question. It's a good, I'm not even gonna say it's clickbait because he actually does answer the question, but it's good marketing for that because I would like to know. There's no money in this world. There's nothing in this world you could give me to make me go back to 18. No. Thank you. I appreciate you from back then. No, I ain't going back. Can't make me. No, have to start all the way over again. No. Anyway, so Bryan was born in Provo, Utah, which, if that sounds familiar, is right by where Paris Hilton went to the youth prison camp, Provo Canyon, which was in Utah, and had Behavior. There's a lot of those behavior modification camps right out there. Anyway, so that's right in the belly of the beast where Bryan was born, and it also happens to be one of the most Mormon cities in the United States. Y'all see why I think Harker's Island when I think of this, other than the fact he sounds like them. Anyway, so he was raised in an ultra-religious family.
Yeah, I was born into the Mormon religion. They tell a very compelling story. If you basically follow these rules, you get this amazing afterlife. You just had all the answers. And so in many ways, my upbringing did the opposite of invite curiosity from me. It was invited obedience to what I was told.
And he did attend Brigham and Young University for college. That is the Mormon university in Utah.
Would you rather go to war or have a sip of coffee?
I'd go to war.
He also went on his mission for the Mormon mission to Ecuador, which he credits for changing his perception on poverty, but it's not exactly clear what the perception on poverty was changed from nor to.
Where this started was when I came back from Ecuador. I served a 2-year mission for the Mormon Church in Ecuador and lived among extreme poverty for 2 years. And I came back to the United States. I was so jarred by the shift from poverty to opulence that I decided I didn't want to do what most people do in the US, which is get a job, make a whole bunch of money, and then go off in retirement. I wanted to do something meaningful for the human race.
So, not sure what that means, really. Anyway, he credits that trip for his longing to create something meaningful for the human race. So what is it that's going to be created meaningful? He's subjecting himself to experimental longevity treatments for the sake of us, or what? I'm just curious. I don't know. Anyway, at some point he was working at a mall kiosk selling cell phones, which then turned into a door-to-door sales job where he was selling credit card processors.
I discovered payments by accident. It was on monster.com that I saw this job posting for credit card sales door-to-door. Commission.
I did not know this story. This is great.
I love the head drop. That's exactly right. So it was
the low points to which we go in life.
So I responded, and the person made an attempt at suggesting that they had some kind of standards that they would consider in hiring, but it's kind of like, if you could fog a mirror, you come and do this because it's 100% commission. And so I started walking up and down the street in my community. And so I figured out that the industry really was built on people, on deceit.
And there's one article out here that says he was making $15,000 a month, but he's also claiming that somehow during that same exact time he was still broke.
And so the goal at 21 was to make a whole bunch of money. It was pretty simple. I started several companies. It was such a brutal time. I was constantly broke, always stressed out of my mind. I had 3 little babies. So I was broke and had babies and trying to build startups.
So he was sued actually for $9 million, and it was by an ex-fiance, and she was claiming that he basically left her high and dry, made her sort of dependent on him, reliant on him, and then he abandoned her, ghosted her when she got a cancer diagnosis. She sued him basically for some money or whatever, some support or whatever. The case goes on for 2 years, 2.5 years or so, and then recently, just last year, he comes on and makes this very cinematic and I'll say heartfelt video. I won't say dramatic. Recounting, the whole experience and everything that he went through with this lawsuit. And I don't know, I think he's pretty like respectful in his language toward her, but that could also, I don't know, girl. I mean, I don't know.
My former fiance threatened to make scandalous public accusations about me unless I paid her $9 million in 1 week.
That made headlines. That actually was out in the real news and stuff. There's two versions of the story, right? I guess 3. His, hers, and the truth. So what you just heard is his version. That video went viral on the YouTube channel, but he's also like friends with a lot. I mean, it's a big deal. I didn't even realize this, but he's all over the place talking about this crap. I mean, he's on Lex Friedman. He's on Andrew Huberman. Fortune, talks to Elon Musk a lot. Okay, so Bryan allegedly left the Mormon Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints at pretty much the exact same time that he was making a name for himself in the tech world. He sold his online payment processing company. Why do they all have an online payment processing company? Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, okay, so he sold Braintree, his credit card payment processing company, and I'm not sure if that has any relation whatsoever to the credit card processors he was selling right after he was selling cell phones at the mall kiosk. I'm not sure, but it's in the same business nonetheless. So Braintree owns Venmo. He sold the company that owned Venmo to PayPal.
So PayPal purchased both the companies.
Right. PayPal purchases Braintree, which owns probably, among other things, Venmo and some portfolio company for other stuff. Anyway, that brings into the web PayPal former CEO Peter Thiel, which I'm not going to disparage because I need my PayPal and my Venmo to work. Thank you. So after selling that company, which is all linked in and tied in with the biggest tech companies that we know about and tech people, after he did that, $800 million, he began the OS Fund, a venture capital firm that invested in BioTech. I wonder if he has anything to do with venture starters. I mean, I'm just curious. So he starts this venture capital firm called the OS Fund, and he raised $100 million and he invested that in a host of companies. There's somebody else out here in the world that already explained it better than I could. So y'all listen to her real quick.
In the interest of fairness, let's start off with a few success stories. Canada Health was developing an allergy test that doesn't rely on triggering allergic reactions. Sensible. And it seems like they've done it. This product was just cleared by the FDA. Just was developing a vegan egg substitute. And you can buy it at the store now. I hear it's pretty good. Lucira Health was working on simple kits to test for diseases. They actually went on to create the first ever at-home COVID tests in late 2020. And then they went bankrupt. And then a lot of the companies are sort of middle of the pack. They had much more ambitious goals like cancer immunotherapies or DNA computers. These ones generally don't have much to show yet. And I may have my doubts about some, like Truthian, a company that sounds like they're just Theranos, but again, I could be wrong. Maybe they're making it work. Science takes a long time. The failures though. Oh, the failures. Ginkgo Bioworks was an incredibly hyped up company that aimed to manufacture things using custom designed bacteria and yeasts. When they went public in 2021, they were valued at $17 billion, despite finding basically no use case for their technology. And 3 years later, they still kind of haven't. They are a solution in search of a problem. The company's stock has plummeted 95%, their revenue has gone down every year, and the quarterly earnings reports don't even try to conceal a general sentiment of Planetary Resources started out with the modest plan of mining in space. They wanted to send probes to check what resources could be found on asteroids, and then send robots to mine them and ship them back to Earth. Their ultimate goal was to build human settlements on these asteroids, which sounds crazy, but if you just visit their website to learn more, you'll find that actually... Oh.
Okay, listen, I don't believe anything's worth $17 billion before it came out yet. Custom designed bacteria and yeast, and then they probably like chemtrailed it on all of us. Anyway, so then there's also this notable kernel brain chips venture from 2017. I mean, the man was all over the place. Is this, I don't know if it's related necessarily, but this is the same man that was on Lex Friedman with the mind control helmets on.
So Lex, the objective of this, I'm going to tell you some jokes, and your objective is to not smile, which as a Russian, you should have an edge.
Make the motherland proud. I gotcha. Okay. Let's hear the jokes.
Lex, we've been working on a device that can read your mind, and we would love to see your thoughts.
Is that the joke?
That's the opening.
Okay.
If I'm seeing the muscle activation correctly on your lips, you're not going to do well in this.
In 2021, he gained a ton of attention online because he had embarked on this anti-aging journey, and this was in order to reverse his alleged so-called biomarkers.
Is what I was saying, that if you look at my biomarkers, I arguably have better biomarkers than anyone in the world.
And now, I mean, I just saw the Kardashians doing this on Hulu. And Kim is like, I'm 26, or I don't know. Maybe I'm hallucinating. I don't know. He wanted to reverse his biomarkers such that he would be biologically the same as his 18-year-old son. And it's just...
I mean, the objective was, can I be biologically similar to my 18-year-old in every way, shape, or form?
Pretty much, it's like that's the least creepy thing about the rest of the rabbit hole it goes down, so I'll just leave it at that. But one of the techniques he was using was a controversial vampire facial and injecting his own child's blood.
Controversial new treatment that may hold promise, but at a price.
It does appear to reverse the aging process.
Dr. Jesse Karmazin is talking about transfusions with the young blood from teenagers, and he says it just may turn back the hands of time. That blood is going to patients over 35 as part of a clinical trial called Ambrosia, where subjects paid $8,000 to get the rich growth factors found in the platelets in blood's plasma.
There's pretty much people from most states, people from overseas, from Europe and Australia.
There have not been any published results, but the intriguing concept still found its way into pop culture.
He's my transfusion associate.
Dr. Karmazin says patients who have had it say they feel amazing, and he has seen evidence of reversing the aging process in rats.
Their brains are younger, hearts, their hair, if it was gray, just turns dark again.
Anyway, when he got the vampire facial, he did it with his own child's blood and called it an intergenerational transfer.
Multi-generational plasma, it was a first in the world to ever be done. As far as I know, it's the first time this has ever been done. You ever done a multi-generational exchange? Ever?
The world's first multi-generational plasma exchange. This is like a tri-generational plasma exchange. Let's do it. So...
Is this the dude that's obsessed with his son? Yes. So far, yes. And something to do with blood? Yes. My son's in a cage, 10 by 10. He gets out in the yard 15 minutes a day. I harvest his plasma. One good reason to have kids.
Then, of course, his video, why I spent $2 million to look 18 years old again. Again, couldn't pay me enough.
What is the daily routine of a daily CEO who wants to be 18 forever?
Anyway, so... he alleges that he is the, quote, most measured man in human history, according to himself. I mean, I don't know who else. What is his proof of this?
So 3 years ago, I asked the question, can we defeat death? And that process included me hiring 30 medical professionals.
I became the most measured person in human history, and I shared everything for free all the time. And then it went viral.
He has apparently spent millions of dollars in random procedures and supplements, including but not limited to his personal regimen of 100+ pills a day, stem cell injections in his joints.
I'm flying to a resort in the Bahamas owned by Tiger Woods and Justin Timberlake, where I'll be injected in all 6 of my major joints with 300 million stem cells taken from young Swedish bone marrow, with the aim to give me superhero joints, increased athletic performance, and eliminate all my aches and pains.
Weekly acid peels and weekly face fillers. I just can't get past it. LED red light and laser treatments over his entire body, vampire blood facials, as we previously aforementioned, and most recently, fat injections into his face, which it wasn't a W at all in any way.
Next is I tried Renuva, which is fat transfer. Now, ideally, you want to use your own fat. The problem was I didn't have enough fat on my body to do a transfer. And the doctor was concerned that if we tried to extract any fat I had, I would leave an indentation on my body. And so I used a donor's fat.
It went awry, it went haywire, and this was the result. God bless him. He actually had an allergic reaction to the fat that they put inside of his body. His face blew up looking like he got into it with a hive of bumblebees.
When I did this, I had an extreme allergic reaction. In fact, the first day I did it, I met up with a reporter to do a story for Bloomberg, and on my way home, I blew up. Like I couldn't even see out of my eyes.
Do those sting? Ones that sting. The Mad Honey Cliff climbers. His face blew up. Looked like, concerning to say the least. And this was part of his recent, quote, Project Baby Face, which came about because people were making fun of how Bryan Johnson looks like a reptilian turtle. I didn't say that. They were making fun of him for that.
So people started comparing me to Tilda Swinton.
Anyway, they were also calling him everything but a child of God, looked like a zombie, looked like a reptile, vampire, whatever. They were calling him all kinds of things.
He looks a bit like handsome Squidward. Who's Squidward? I need to find out.
And I guess he got self-conscious over it. And what he should have said was, say it to my face though. So come out from behind your BioPic. I mean, people get so worked up over robots online. I mean, seriously. Injecting fat. Let me see everything. Let me see your bank account. Let me see your education history. Let me see how you living. Let me see under your fingernails. Let me look at your cuticles. Only after I've seen all these things. I need to hear you have a conversation with your mom. I need to know what your kids think about you. There's a lot of things I need to know before I'm going to put fat injections in my face because one of you losers, clowns, told me what to do now. Anyway, he didn't like it. He didn't like the insults and things, which that's fair, but then,
Literally looks like a ghost. Boo.
I think he took a bit of extreme measure. He created a new protocol called Project Babyface where he injected fat into his face, among other things. And protocol just seems to be what he likes to call the different procedures, diet plans, supplements, experiments on himself. To sound more scientific, he calls it protocol, I think. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. So that got removed from the protocol, I heard.
So that stopped after one therapy.
He's also seemingly obsessed with chocolate, or maybe he's just trying to sell it to us. He says you better eat it every single day and it's the only good chocolate or something. I'll put a clip. And it's $41.
Pair cocoa powder with your super veggie. You want to add a tablespoon of snake oil. Drizzle. All right, now for the taste test. It's just okay.
Okay, so the latest shenanigan I'm here to announce, it's already been announced, it's public record, is the Blueprint Protocol. So we're gonna get into the one that I said I almost would do. He almost got me, but then that price tag is like at least triple. I would have maybe did like $49.99 a month, but my God, oh my God, look at him, poor thing. And look, listen, I judge a tree by the fruit it bears. He looks sick, he looks waxy, he looks like he's perspiring. The complexion is clear, but it looks like he could use some of those, what's that pigment producing compound in carrots that makes people turn orange? He needs some of that in his diet. It's called something else. It makes you, it's like, I just learned about it the other day. It's like people take it to get that glow. Oh my God, the feet, no. No, I'm gonna play some clips, no. Oh, there's also like a before and after moment. See what he looked like before, anti-aging. Oh, poor thing, bless his heart. And then of course we've mentioned it. I couldn't help myself. I had to cut to the Don't Die merch just as soon as I got the opportunity, because what in the hell, please. I ain't trying to die anytime soon, but when it's my time, I'm going. I am a part of nature. This man wants to be something else. It's very weird because he's like, don't die. Even if I die, I still started Don't Die. I guess he's allowed to do what he wants to do, but he's always talking about how it's 80% of the benefits. He's like, if you get the blueprint protocol, I'll put it up here, don't take my word for it. But it's like, if you get this blueprint protocol, you're gonna be getting 80% of the results for 20% of the effort.
And so I've actually tried to put Blueprint in an 80-20 package that's affordable and easy to do. I'm extraordinarily happy with what we have. It is extremely affordable, and it would basically, I think, pack the 80% value with 20% of the effort. And so hopefully we've solved that for people.
Of all of the things he does, all those procedures, all those working out.
So we took my 100 pills I take every day, and we made it into a drink and 8 pills.
So everything from like ashwagandha to lithium?
Yes. You'll be getting 80% of all the benefits of the things he's done. So it's like, is he the guru? The transmutant guru? Give him money. Oh, and yeah, eat those things once you buy it. I guess you do have to eat it. What I want to know is, if you sell it to somebody else on your downline, do you get a percentage? That's where I'm feeling like this is leading. Anyway, that's a dharma. That don't work like that. That's not one of the laws of how it's set up. You can't get 80% of something somebody else worked for with 20% of the work they put. No. You got to get 100% of the effort back, the labor in for the effort back you get. That's the rule. That's how it goes. This 20-80, I don't know what he's even talking about, but it wouldn't work in any event. Anyway, the math also ain't mathin' with all his intense exercise he does. He has 100+ pills a day.
I've yet to choke on pills, although I think several haters are hoping that I choke on the pills. It would be pretty ironic.
His laser treatments, he got stem cell treatments, weird expensive gels on his face, shooting himself with lasers, injecting himself with blood. And how is his diet plan 80% of those benefits? I don't want it, actually. I don't want the benefits of all the pills. I don't want to know. Keep it to yourself, actually. No. So here's the materials if you would be so interested. If you want to try the protocol, which I won't be doing. It's 8 pills a day, 1 shot of the snake oil, a protein powder, and trail mix. This is where I was like, all right, if I just, I could eat trail mix and protein powder and this like fruit punch, mango punch, something longevity drink mix. But then we got to clicking, y'all. Look at the price. Listen. Every month for trail mix? No, I will keep with the Nesquik and the, so a handful of pecans or whatever, girl, no. Anyway, it's really strange times we living in. I wanted to bring this man to your attention because I felt like it needed to happen today. That's all I really had for today. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, Minnie. Bye.
So he looks to me like a normal, fit 40-year-old guy.
BJ investigate, she gonna find the truth. She gonna crack the case here. It's not a lie when it's paperwork. She will expose the truth. Daily updates for you. Better subscribe like I knew you would. We gotta stand for what's right. We gotta do for the good, yeah. I don't know what y'all have heard. That surprise witness got the word. We don't believe in Scientology. I do not need your mind control on me. We don't need your conservatorships, no. We doing right, what's right for the kids. Whoa.
Y'all cannot control me. I control my own mind. You couldn't control me then. Still not in this lifetime. Can you send us down the pink angel from the heavens of truth? You don't want to debate with BJ. The studying law is what she do.